it if it weren't for the person who's going to introduce this movie. He works tirelessly. His handle online is Hateful Josh, but he has nothing but love and has shown so many movies to this crowd, and Basha and Magadira I saw here at Fantastic Fest, and scores of others that I'm forgetting. Let's give a warm welcome to Josh Hurtado.
Thank you, Laird. Thank you. And thank you guys all for coming out. Who has seen this movie already? Oh my goodness, so many versions. You guys are getting your cherries popped so hard tonight. This is amazing. So, I first saw this film when it came out in theaters back in 2012. I walked in, I had seen a couple of the filmmakers, Rajamouli's films beforehand, but nothing could have prepared me for what this movie did. When I went and saw it, there were no subtitles because at the time that just wasn't a thing that these movies had in the States. But I walked out thinking, my God, other people have to see this, and I couldn't quite figure out how. And then I got an email the next morning after I wrote a review asking, what is this and how can we show it? And I was like, okay, someone wants to see it, I'll figure this the fuck out. And so then that started a long relationship with SS Rajamouli. It actually started my relationship with Fantastic Fest, where I've been a program consultant for the last 10 years. And if you didn't know, today is actually, to the day, the 10th anniversary of EEGA screening at Fantastic Fest in 2013. This film first screened here, well, not here because that year we were at Lakeline and I wasn't actually able to come up. So it's actually the first time this film is played at South Lamar. It's the first time it's played in Austin in this version with English subtitles, because also, if you saw this at Fantastic Fest, you saw a cut international version, and that's not what I show. I don't show that movie. This is the original theatrical cut. It adds about 10 minutes of film back. So if you've seen it in the years since, you might have already seen this version, but if you haven't seen it since Fantastic Fest, you're gonna see some new stuff in this movie. This is, like I said, SS Rajamouli. This is his 9th film. He was hugely famous among the Telugu Indian population, which was, at the time, not really integrated into the US theatrical market, but there are 75 million people who speak Telugu around the world, so he was a big deal. And when I first got in touch with him, he asked me, first of all, when I talked to him about Fantastic Fest, he asked, what is a film festival for? And so I had to explain that to him. And he also thought there's no way that someone who wasn't a Telugu person would know what this film was, so he thought I was just making stuff up, just trying to get like free screeners of his movie so I could pirate them or something. Obviously, he ended up believing me, although there's a complicated history with the film at Fantastic Fest. I know we're Wednesday, but Fantastic Fest is tomorrow. We're like Fantastic Fest Day 0 right now. In that it was programmed and then pulled. So almost no one knows this. The film was actually pulled from the program about 3 weeks before we were announced, because it had played somewhere else, and so it got yanked. And my wife was there with me when I got the call that it was yanked, and I sat at the bar and I cried for hours, because I thought it would be criminal if this audience didn't see this film, because this is the audience for EEGA. When he initially came up with the idea for the film, it was going to be a quick 30-day shoot, $250,000 movie. They were going to shoot with a GoPro. It was going to be like a quick and dirty thing he was doing between major projects. And then the major projects that he were doing kept getting delayed and delayed, and so he kept rewriting and exploring this idea. And the more he explored it, it went from $250,000 to something like $8 million. It went from a 30-day shoot to a 6-month shoot, and it's all up on screen. Everything that you see here, this was on the cutting edge of special effects and VFX in India at the time. And if you've seen what Triple R was able to do with those VFX, this is where kind of all that stuff started, was trying new things with this new VFX company. And it became a thing where Rajamouli's was only limited by his imagination, which, as you'll see here, is limitless. So that really doesn't, it lets him do whatever basically he wants. After showing at Fantastic Fest here, the film went on to the Cannes film market, where it was picked up in all sorts of territories. It was the first Telugu film dubbed in Swahili, among other things. It was picked up for remake rights that no one has ever made, because why? What is the point of trying to remake this movie? You would just fuck it up. It's got everything you'd possibly want. It's got a better car chase than Mad Max. It's got crazier birds than the birds. It's got a more inspirational training montage than anything Rocky IV could possibly throw at you. And I want you guys to all enjoy this. You can enjoy it loudly. Like the video said, don't talk, but if you don't react to this, just fucking leave. This movie is designed for an audience, and I want you guys to really show us that you're with us on this. So, I really want to just get this thing started. It's late. This is not a short movie, although it feels short when you're in it. So don't worry about all that. And I had an idea that I was going to try. One of my friends is a really big EEGA fan, and so I reached out to him. He wasn't feeling well, but he was able to put together a little bit of something for me. And I think that we'll show this little video that he sent me, just to tell us how much he loves the movie and to get you guys ready for it. So let's go ahead and get EEGA started. We ready? Woo! Let's fucking do it.